Hello, this is Neil Fontaine, and I'll be showing you how to paint a pear. This is for beginners, so I'll be going through all the different steps, how to set your brush up and everything. This is the photograph reference. You can find it on Google or find any pear reference on Google. And this will be the end result that we end up with after we paint it. We're not going for perfection here. That is, we're not trying to replicate the photo, but we're just trying to learn painting techniques. And this will be the black and white to color technique, very useful technique that can save a lot of time in some projects and just make some things a lot easier. So anyway, let's go and look at some snippets of the video to see what it is that we'll be doing. Okay, these are the parts. It's 6 parts, so it's an hour long with your pen properties. This is important if you have a tablet. If you don't have a Wacom, it's not, the interface won't look like this. But just down, and you can quickly switch. So it's good, but I usually don't use my keyboard. I'm like I have to have those 3 defaults set. Once you have the brush with the settings you like, then you go here and click here. I never use it, and you can turn this down a little bit. It depends what kind of brush you have. 100% might be way too hard to paint with the bamboo, so you might want to turn it down to like 80 or less. Just find something that works for you, but you don't want it too low. And since the light's hitting at an angle, the darkest parts are going to be like this. So if this was a sphere and the light's hitting at an angle, the darkest part of the sphere would be there. And then you'd have sort of dark over here, and then it would get light like that. So anyway, hold down the Alt key and pick up this color by touching with your tablet or click with your mouse. But if you're trying to paint with the mouse, well, that's like trying to paint with a rock, so I don't recommend it. Now I'm just lightly pushing out this way, and like circle gyrations on my tablet, just barely touching and pushing that color out. I'm going to grab that color and just barely push it in. You can start going in and detailing. Because this pretty much looks, I think, how it's supposed to. Maybe I can have just slightly darker here. And that gives you some interesting texture. So I'll start with that first. And I'm just kind of layer this in the dark part, because I know there's a lot of dark texture here on all this part of the pear. Just going to kind of add that texture, and it's easier and quicker than painting in color. And adding color is pretty darn easy. So sometimes it's best to start in black and white and then move on to colors. Now I'm going to use this brush, and so you know what it's like. Oops, I'm going to show you on the thing. So this brush here is when you push lighter, it'll be thinner and then darker, different effects. And this video is just about finished, so I'll finish it up just by talking really quick. Okay, so we're going to look at a few more examples as we look through this. If you want to see all these parts, go to digitalcanvas.net16.net. I have the link there in the description, and you can see all the parts there. And now I can pull this out as I see fit. So and I'm not trying to go for too much perfection right at this stage, and the reason why is because once I add the colors, you'll see what I mean. We can actually have a lot of control over light and darkness. You can the links in there, and that will take you to my website that has more free videos. So okay, so it turned out to be a little bit longer than I expected, but that's fine. Light, not much. So if I wanted to select all of these layers, I'm going to select these 2, go up here, and go to merge layers. Now I got my eraser tool, and I'm just erasing around some of the edges here just a little bit. I know that'll like that. Fades in a lot of this anyway. Just kind of. Now I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments, and I'm going to go to Shadow and Highlight. What this will allow me to do is bring out some of the colors I want, because I don't want too much for that darkness. So, or because I don't want this to go over this part. So this is, like I said, this is now done. So just do the exact same thing I did before, because I just don't like it when I don't bring something to its completion. I'm going to select the color layer, the light right from the photo, and continue on with doing this light spot here. Make an extra copy of that layer. Okay, and I'm going to add a little bit of texture with that layer on. Actually, that was the wrong. I didn't have my brush. I had my eraser. And I'm just going to add a little bit of highlights here and here, or here and there. And what this is going to do on the edge is it's going to give me too bright. And I'm just going to kind of darken some of this around in here. That's not so. Right, so now I can do something, but I didn't. And that is to go to your canvas and rotate your canvas horizontally. And what this does, it just allows you to see the image from a new direction. This is going to be done. And so I think what I'm going to do now is, and to see the difference on how it is, because so that was a highlight of some of the little parts of each video, the 6-part series that teaches how to paint a pear from black and white to color. All the techniques learned are very helpful. I've got I had another pear video that was similar a couple years back now, I think, and it got a lot of praise. So people really like this beginning series. So you might want to check it out. Go to the digital canvas, and I'll have some of the parts here on YouTube as well. But go to digitalcanvas.net16.net. Again, the link is right there to your right. So just click to your right, and in the description, go to the link. And there's my free site. It has, or a site with a bunch of free video lessons on there. And then you can go to the digital painting, and you'll see there's a woman painting on there, and I'll be adding the other one too. And then check out the pear. And also I'm going to be offering, some parts in full for download. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed, and leave comments if you want.